Today, we are going to be going over how to set up your new planner so that you can use it for the whole year. So if you have a new planner, whether it's a spiral planner or a basic Amazon planner, or maybe a ring planner with lots of extras, whatever kind of planner you have, this video is going to help you set it up so that you can actually use it all year long. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is gather some supplies. So you don't need this. You can really just set it up with just a good pen, but to make it a lot easier and to incorporate some of the simple planner systems that I talked about in my previous video, you might want to use some of these supplies. So I love having these friction highlighters. So the friction highlighters are erasable. And as a perfectionist, that's really important for me because if I write something in my planner or highlight something, I want to make sure that I can change it in case plans change, which they usually do. So I love that these are erasable. They work really well. So this is like the rubber tip that makes it erasable. And I just love using that. I also have the friction pen for events that are not set in stone yet neither. So I love using the Pilot frictions for that. Another thing is just having a good pen that you can write your daily task with. So these are some of my favorite pens. Most of them are from cloth and paper. I have the Pilot G6, the Pentel Calm, I have a Muji, and then I have this one that was from the Wondermind collaboration with cloth and paper, which is a blue ink one. I love a fine tip pen, so of course you want to just choose whatever you're comfortable with. Another thing that is important to have are page flags. So I love using page flags to mark down important sections in my planner that I need to get to really quickly. So I love these kind of transparent page flags from cloth and paper. And then of course some sticky notes to just jot down things really quickly. If you want to take it a step further, you can of course get some stickers so that events in your planner stand out too. Okay, so first things first, do not be afraid of all of the blank pages in your planner. I love a fresh new planner, but it can also feel very overwhelming. So first we're going to start off with the year at a glance. So this is like your big picture view of your life. You want to use these pages for important dates like birthdays or anniversaries or vacations or school breaks. And you want to use a color code so it's easy to spot what's what. So I know that blue is school related. So I can see here that we have a winter break here, a spring break, and then we have Thanksgiving break and Christmas break. And like non-school days are also marked. And then we have birthdays, like our anniversaries, and then traveling. So I can see at a glance how busy we are just by looking at this one page here. This would also be a good place to write down 3 to 5 big goals for the year. So if your planner doesn't have a goal setting section, you can obviously just use the note section that comes like right after it. So this has a note section. So you can write 3 to 5 goals here, or your theme or word of the year. If you have a planner that's more like this, where it has your top yearly goals, you can start breaking it down for every area of your life. You can even just copy this layout into your planner if your planner doesn't have it. Okay, so after we set up the yearly pages, you want to go to your months. So your monthly pages is where you zoom in. So you're going to take your yearly calendar and you're going to see what important dates you have. So for January, we can see that we just have a couple of non-school days and some birthdays. So you want to go to your monthly calendar and jot those down inside of your monthly calendar and just be a little bit more detailed on what's what, because here we can see blue is school stuff and then purple is birthdays. So we'll just write down whose birthdays it is and you know what non-school days those are. So you can see I just transferred what was in my yearly calendar and transferred it to my monthly calendar with more details. Once you got things from your yearly, you want to just start adding important dates and tracking your appointments or things that you have a time and place to be at. So you can see here I have art classes, we have the fun run, the family dance, getting my fingerprint clearance, some appointments, birthday dinners, everything, so you can just see where you are going to be throughout the month. You can also use this sidebar here for maybe your monthly goals that will align with your yearly goals. If your yearly goal is to be more involved with the kids' school stuff, maybe your monthly goal for this month is to get your volunteer forms in so that you can start chaperoning for field trips and volunteering in the kids' school classrooms and stuff like that. So, just break down your goals month by month. And if you know that a event is still up in the air, you can always use erasable pens like this friction one I mentioned earlier, or you can just use a sticky note if you aren't sure, if you have trouble with making your planner look pretty or not. Erasable pens and erasable highlighters are so great for that. And you can see I still use the color coding so that I can see green is family, pink is like for personal, just for me, blue is school, and then I have purple for like birthdays and stuff. So I can see at a glance what everything is without having to read everything just because of the colors. And if your monthly pages also has extra sections like this planner does, so we have a dashboard here that you can use for your goals, important dates, priorities, your bills, and a checklist. And it also has notes pages here. So if you have note pages, you can also use these note pages as like a monthly brain dump inbox. You can list your projects for the month here. You can use the notes pages in the back for a reflection. You can create your own inserts just by drawing some lines on the blank note pages. So you can get really creative for things that your planner doesn't have. You can just create them yourself in your planner. I love that this planner has that extra note pages for the monthly here so that I can use it any way I want for that month. Okay, now we get into the weekly planner pages. So your weekly layout is going to be different no matter what planner you have. But I think the most important thing is checking your monthly calendar, transferring that week's appointments into your weekly calendar, and then making space for your top 3 priorities, your time blocked task or schedule, and then having a space to reflect or write notes in. So this has all of that. Different planners might have different layouts. So in this planner here, we can see that they have a habit tracker, they have a work-life balance here, they have a work to-do list, a personal to-do list, and then they have the Monday through Sunday weekly horizontal layout here. Every planner is going to be different, obviously, but you just want to make sure that you set it up in a way where you have your top 3 tasks, you have your other to-dos, you have a space where you can write your schedules. Let's say here I have an appointment at 3:40. You can write it that way, or you can even like put the times first, like here, and then write down what those tasks are. So you can do it any way you want just to make the weekly pages work for you. And then to categorize your weekly planner, you can do it by color coding again, or you can just write like personal task, or you can change this to personal task and work task, whatever way that works for you. The main thing is just to break down your monthly like brain dump and your monthly goals and put it into the whole week, day by day. Like, what are you going to do on Monday? What are you going to do on Tuesday? And just write down your top 3 tasks for each day of that week. And, make sure that it relates to your priority tasks. And if you have a daily planner, it's probably going to be a lot more detailed with from morning till night. If you have a weekly planner like this, it's not so detailed. And then you can just use the bottom notes pages to reflect just what worked that week or what didn't, or what you can change next week. Okay, so the next section is the notes section in your planner, or goals pages, or any of the extra pages that most planners don't have. If your planner has it like this one does, this one has a lot of different sections. Obviously, just use those pages if you need them, if you need to track your budget, if you need a place to store your passwords, or if you have important context that you need to have on hand all the time, fill those out. But if your planner doesn't have those specific sections, remember you can always use the blank notes pages in your planner, or you can start using printables if you use a ring binder and put those into your planner. So you can see here I created like a monthly reflection in the notes pages here of this planner since it didn't have those. And then I also created like a simple budget, for income and expenses. And it's just as easy as that. You can get creative with it, make it look really nice and pretty if you want. But most people overlook these note pages, but they are so great because it gives you that creative space for using it for anything that you need to keep track of. If you love creating lists, you can create like a books to read, movies to watch, gift ideas, whatever you need to get organized. It can be breaking down your projects, it can be habit trackers, meal planning, budget tracking, whatever you need. You can definitely use the note pages in your planner, or just find printables for it if you aren't that creative with creating pages yourself. Okay, so now that we've gone through setting up the planner, how do we make sure that we actually use our planner consistently? So this is where the planner system comes in. I talked about the 5 things you needed in a planner system. If you guys want to watch that video, make sure you check it out. I'll link it down below for you. But I think the main things are having an inbox. If your planner doesn't have an inbox, you can always just use the notes pages in the beginning of the planner or the back of the planner and use that as your inbox to just brain dump all of your tasks and just capture everything there. And then the next step is to make sure that you are processing. Every week, review your brain dump list, review your inbox, and start categorizing the tasks, like what's personal, what's for work, what needs to be moved to the week, what can you get rid of. So make sure you are constantly processing. And then you want to add those tasks to your monthly calendar or to your daily pages or your weekly pages. So, I talked about categorizing a lot through color coding, but there are a lot of different ways that you can categorize your list. So you can create a personal list, a work list, a family list, a chores list. You can do it that way. You can use symbols, but I just found that color coding helps me the most because it helps me visually manage everything. And it's just nice and easy to see at a glance. And then finally, you want to have routine check-ins with your planner. Set a reminder on your phone at least once a week to check your planner every week and make sure that things are moving from your inbox to your weekly planner, to your monthly planner, so that things aren't just getting stuck there. Make sure that the tasks that you wrote down are still in line with your priorities and goals. And if it's not, then figure out why by reflecting on the past week and planning the next. Set those weekly and monthly reviews. So with this system, you won't feel like you're failing at planning because you'll always know what to do next. So yeah, that is how to set up your brand new planner. And you also have a system to keep it consistent. So just remember that your planner does not have to be perfect. It just has to work for you. You can always learn from it and continuously improve it as you use it. And if you miss a day or two, just come back to it when you're ready. It's okay to have a couple of blank pages in your planner if your life gets really busy. So yeah, if you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what's your favorite part of setting up a new planner. And if you are also looking for any printable inserts to make your planner system and setup work for you, make sure to check out my shop. It's shop.wonderful.com. I'll have it in the description below as well. So yeah, happy planning, and I'll see you guys in the next video.